Welcome to the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where every cup tells a story, and every story starts with a sip. Join us on a journey of adventure, camaraderie, and of course, the finest brews, served hot and steeped in mystery. From dragons to ancient legends, we're brewing up more than just coffee. Today's tale begins, where the road meets the hearth, and every tale finds a cup waiting to hold it. Tonight, our fire burns for travelers bound for Ashveil, where whispers of an alliance stir across the lands. From frozen bastions and shadowed forests, from meadows of freedom and marshes of mystery, for strangers cross paths here, at the Crossroads Tavern. Their words may clash, their spirits may differ, yet for one night, they share the warmth of our hall. But before we dive into today's adventure, a quick word from our sponsor.
Hail and well met, fellow adventurers and coffee lovers. Here is a list of the events still to come in 2025 for the team at Dungeon Brew Coffee. These are both costumed and non-costumed events. On September 6th and 7th, you'll find us at Harvest Fair 2025 in Smithfield, Virginia. On September 13th, you'll find us at the Heart of Virginia Festival in Farmville, Virginia, unconfirmed. On September 27th and 28th, you'll find us at Old Dominion Fantasy and Medieval Festival at Wind Vineyards at Smith Mountain Lake in Monetta, Virginia. On October 4th, you'll find us at Hearth and Hallows Night Market in Rustburg, Virginia. On October 11th and 12th, you'll find us at the Appomattox Railroad Festival in Appomattox, Virginia, unconfirmed. On October 17th through 19th, and again on October 24th through 26th, you'll find us at Ravenwood Fair in Winchester, Virginia. On October 31st, All Hallows Eve, you'll find us at the Fantasy Fest at Ix Park in Charlottesville, Virginia, unconfirmed. On November 1st, you'll find us at the second annual Veterans Event in Pamplin, Virginia. On November 8th, you'll find us at the Veterans Day Festival in Hampton, Virginia, unconfirmed. On November 15th and 16th, you'll find us at Tournament at the Castle at Bacon's Castle in Surrey, Virginia, unconfirmed. On November 22nd, you'll find us at a Court of Wine and Whimsy at Woodbine Vineyards in Buffalo Junction, Virginia, unconfirmed. And on December 13th and 14th, you'll find us at the Yule Festival at Smithfield, Virginia, unconfirmed.
Though some events are still unconfirmed, we hope to see you there.
Now, grab your mug, settle in, and get ready for the next chapter in our brewing saga. Episode 36, Travelers to Ashveil. The Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern has long stood at the crossroads, where farmers meet traders, wanderers find a warm drink, and sometimes, strangers from far-off lands step through the door. Tonight, the air carries the promise of such strangers, all bound for the distant city of Ashveil, though none know quite what awaits them there. The first to arrive came from the frozen north. His armor bore a sheen of ice, his cloak trimmed with wolf fur. This was Sir Edric Haver of the Orders of Wynter, a knight forged in the blizzards of Vinland, where only steel and valor keep the cold at bay.
By winter's breath, it's warmer than I dreamed. Ha! A hall with fire and drink, surely a welcome sight.
You've walked straight into the right place, friend. We've got warmth in the cups, and a hearth that won't bite you with frost.
Good, then let us drink and speak of deeds worthy of song. Tell me, warrior, do you carry your battles in your scars or in your beard?
Both, if you count well enough. Pull up a chair, knight. Your stories sound like they need an audience.
The knight's laughter mingled with the fire's crackle, but soon the tavern door opened once more, this time, not with the bite of winter, but with the hush of woodland twilight. She was cloaked in deep greens and earthen hues, her hair touched by the glow of lantern light. Charms of bone and root swayed at her neck. This was Leora Mosshart of the Woodland Republic, a daughter of Sablethorn's eternal forests, where families cling together in the shadows of ancient trees and wisdom passes by story and song.
This place smells of hearth smoke and roasted beans. Strange, but not unkind.
You've the scent of herbs on you. Remedies? or charms?
Both. In the Republic, we do not separate healing from tradition. A dried root for fever, a carved rune for balance. They work as one.
Smells like burnt dreams and soggy bark.
Java.
He is not wrong. Bitter cures often taste worse than the ailment.
So it was that Frost and Forest alike found their way to Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern. Strangers from far lands, pausing at the crossroads on their journey to Ashveil. Yet the night's company had only just begun. The tavern's hearth now held Frost and Forest alike within its glow, but the night's doors were not yet done opening. For the road to Ashveil stretches far, and many take pause at these crossroads. The next traveler wore bright colors that clashed boldly with the muted tones of the north and the forest. His lute was slung proudly across his back, and his voice rang louder than the crackle of the fire. This was Daxilvair of the Liberated Cities, bard and agitator from Azamar, a land of rolling meadows and scarred history, where freedom is prized above all else, for it was hard-won and dearly kept.
Now here's a place to stir the spirit. A tavern at the crossroads, where every tale can find its way to willing ears. Who'll drink with me? To freedom, to fortune, to songs yet unwritten.
If you mean drink with coffee, then yes. Otherwise, you'll have to wait for Nived's cider.
Coffee will do. Strong enough to fuel rebellion, eh?
Careful, Bard. My brews might be too fiery for that silver tongue of yours.
The bard's grin faltered for only a moment, then broadened again, as if challenge itself were his favorite drink. Last came a female whose presence was as curious as it was commanding. Lace gloves dressed her hands, silver bangles jingled at her wrists, and the faint scent of salt water and spice lingered in her wake. This was Seraphine Dregs of the Darkmire Quarters, merchant of the floating city built upon marsh and tide, a place where nobles and river pirates dine in the same halls, and trade is as slippery as the waters that bear it.
Ah, cozy and crowded, just the way I like it. A crossroads tavern has more coin passing through it than most ports, if one listens well enough.
Or more secrets, depending on which ear you lend.
Secrets and coin are often two sides of the same weight. Which would you rather ideal in, Mystic?
That depends on what the fates demand. Though your tone tells me both.
Her laugh was low and rich, like a deal sealed in candlelight. The knight, the healer, the bard, and the merchant now shared one roof with the tavern's keepers, each a traveler bound for Ashveil, yet bringing with them the weight of distant lands and restless ambitions. Here, at the crossroads, they were only guests. But beyond these walls, their words and deeds might yet tip the balance of things to come. The Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern has always been more than four walls and a fire. It's a place where words flow as freely as drink, and tonight those words carried the weight of distant lands. For travelers sat among the regulars, bound for Ashveil, though none yet agreed on what awaited them there.
To Ashveil, then. If war brews, let it come swiftly. Better a clean fight than all this waiting.
Spoken like a man who's never had to sharpen his axe twice. You swing too soon, you break the edge before the real fight begins.
And sharpen two axes. You look strong enough to carry them both.
Not all battles are won with steel. The forest teaches patience. To rush is to stumble into a hunter's snare.
She's right. A hasty step can turn a feast into famine.
Or turn a hot cup into a scorched tongue. People never learn.
Wisdom in small things often keeps us alive in larger ones.
Patience, snares, sharpening axes. Bah! I'll take action over waiting any day. The people of Ashveil would rather stumble free than sit quietly chained.
Action's fine, Bard, if you've got the strength to back it. Otherwise, you're just noise in the wind.
Noise can rattle walls, just as well as steel, my friend.
Walls, maybe. But can it rattle skulls?
Only if the skull's close enough to hear me.
Noise and steel both fade, but coin speaks after the echoes die. Ashveil will need merchants more than bards or knights.
Coin, steel, song, patience, they're all threads. Each will tangle in Ashveil, and the weave will not favor all.
Spoken like someone who deals in fortunes. Tell me, mystic, do you charge for your prophecies?
That depends on whether you fear them or not.
The fire crackled. Laughter and argument mingled, the line between guest and host blurring as easily as wine spilled on wood. Frost and forest, meadow and marsh, all found their place at the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, if only for a night.
Enough talk of snares and sagas. You've all come far, and tonight you're under our roof. So drink, eat, and leave Ashveil for tomorrow.
Because tomorrow's troubles taste better with tonight's ale.
And tonight's stories.
Or tonight's coffee.
And with that, the Crossroads Tavern echoed not with the clash of factions, but with the sounds of unlikely company. For a night, at least, Ashveil could wait. As the night wore on, the travelers drifted to their beds, their voices fading into the hush of the tavern's upper rooms. The fire burned lower, casting long shadows across the tables. And in that quieter hour, the keepers of the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern spoke softly among themselves.
Well, that was a storm of words if ever I heard one. Haven't seen that many strong wills in one room since the Midsummer Games.
Strong wills alone don't win wars. Steel and fire do. Still, they've got enough fire to burn half the world if they're not careful.
They smelled of distance. Snow, pine, meadow, salt. Each carrying their home with them, but none carried peace.
They'll drink, argue, sing, and boast. Then they'll march to Ashveil and bleed. Same story, different travelers.
Threads have crossed. What began at these crossroads will ripple far beyond. Whether it binds or unravels is yet unseen.
For a moment, silence took the hearth. Each host turned inward, the weight of distant lands settling heavy in the tavern air.
Whatever waits in Ashveil, I hope their tails last longer than their swords.
Or at least long enough to bring coin back through my door.
Coin spends. But stories linger.
Stories and echoes.
Echoes that will find us, even here.
The fire guttered low. Beyond the tavern walls, the road stretched on toward Ashveil. Inside, the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern kept its quiet vigil, crossroads of strangers, keepers of stories, and witnesses to the first whispers of something greater stirring in the world. The fire is low, the mugs are empty, and tonight's tale has come to an end. But the journey is far from over. Thank you for gathering with us at Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where adventure brews with every sip. Join us next time as new challenges arise, mysteries deepen, and the magic of the tavern unfolds. If you enjoyed this taste of adventure, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a new episode. We'll save a seat for you at the tavern. See you soon.